Great. We are just about the time, so let's give a couple of more minutes for our audience to join in.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
It shows me 4:29, so I think in a minute we will be on YouTube. Yes. Good morning, Oscar. How are you
Good morning.
doing
Good
today?
morning. I'm doing pretty good, and you?
Thank you. Same here. It is a sunny afternoon in Amsterdam after long, and I'm feeling quite positive.
Yeah, me as well. It's a pretty sunny day here in Boston. So really excited to have this workshop.
Great. We all are looking forward to this workshop. It's going to be amazing to hear you directly on the latest SORA 2, and our audience should be also very excited to learn this tech from you.
Yeah,
Great.
very excited as well to present it.
Great. So, for our audience, a bit of introduction for Oscar. I'll start and then I'll hand it over to Oscar. Oscar is our co founder at AI for All Global. He's based out of Boston, USA. Beside co founding AI for All, he's also founder of few more startups. One of them, very interesting, is Patrones Hermosos, which he co founded in Mexico and is helping a lot on the AI literacy for the students in that region. He's also leading the community for Gen AI Global, a community made of MIT professional alumni. And Oscar is really leading from the front in all the areas of building community and giving the knowledge back to society. With that, I will hand it over to Oscar to have a few words about himself and directly get into the content. Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, basically, just to reiterate what you were saying, founded Gen AI Global at MIT, which I co-founded alongside the directors of the Geospatial Center at MIT, who are top leading MIT faculty. We're going to be teaching AI to underprivileged communities there, as well as work with Petronas Hermosas is doing something similar in Mexico. And yeah, so with that, we can get started here with that SOAR 2 workshop. And thank you so much for the introduction. In terms of agenda for today, I wanted to make this about a real life use case for SOAR 2 in business. The idea here, which I'm going to detail in the workshop agenda, is to create a advertisement for a workshop using SORA 2 and a custom GPT that I will share with you guys to use for any use case you want, as well as brief announcement for this podcast I'll be doing in the future, which you can see on my LinkedIn. So in terms of the workshop, Sora 2 is OpenAI's latest video generation model. It's really, really powerful. It's overtaking Google's VO3, which was the previous leading video generation model in the AI space. Basically, what these tools can do is you can type in anything you want. Let's say I want to create a video of a dog in space. You could create that with VO3. You can create that with Sora 2. The differentiation there is that Sora 2 can do this super, super highly realistically. And as well, can take your likeness and input you into scenes, which I will showcase today. Um, the idea is to pair this video generation capability with the analytical prowess of ChatGPT's functionality using custom GPT to ideate on the prompt before deployment to create a higher fidelity output. And the way we're going to do that is through a two script approach. We're going to create a prompt two prompts that are going to produce two 15-second long videos to compile together to make a advertisement. And here we go, continuing forward. So in terms of how this is going to look in execution, first, going to ideate live on what this advertisement will look like. Then we're going to generate video one. You guys will be able to see me in my AI form. And I'll try and make it in a cool landscape so you guys can see the ability that SORA has at its highest functionality. And similarly with video two, it's just going to be the conclusion of that first video generation. Continuing forward, lastly, just wanted to do a quick announcement here. Similarly to what I'm doing with AI for All Global and really, really amazing things going on here. I'm going to be doing a podcast with David White, who's the former technical director of cyber defense in Canada. And I'm going to be doing podcasts with him about AI and cybersecurity. It's free for anyone to join. Idea is to give some free knowledge to the AI for all global user base. So you guys can access that, and the link will be in chat. And with that, I am now going to go over to the execution side of this workshop and walk you guys through how I am going to develop these videos, and you'll see them developed live. So here we go. I'm just going to quickly shift over my tool sets, and in theory, we should be good here. Great. Okay, so there is one ask that Saurabh or Gupta, if you could just share in that YouTube chat this custom GPT link for the viewers. That way, if they want to utilize this tooling, they'll be able to use this GPT. Just have to quickly change the parameters here so that it can be accessed by anyone, because I think it is in private mode now. And then I will share that so that way, okay. I'll figure that towards the end. It should be a quick fix, but here we go. Let's get started. So the way that this GPT works is that it will create those scripts that I was talking about through a series of user-led ideation on what that script is going to be on, and then synthesize that into the best possible prompting practices for SORA 2. The first question that it's asking here, and let me just quickly put this up so you guys can see from the actual true starting place. I was just doing some debugging. It's saying which Gen AI tool is the advertisement I'm creating going to be on. And the Gen AI tool that I'm going to be making this workshop on is going to be the agent kit from OpenAI. And I'll hit enter here. What's the main goal of the workshop? So what's the objective that we're going to be doing throughout this workshop? So in terms of what this advertisement is going to be showcasing in terms of value proposition is what it's asking. And what I'm going to say here is show how to utilize agent builder through prompting and not visual diagrams. Who is this workshop for? And what I'm going to say here is I'll say business executives looking to adopt AI tooling for automation. Now it's asking what the tone will be. In terms of this, I would say practical yet inspiring with a hint of visionary. What platform will this be on? So that way it can create a CTA for that advertisement. And what I will say is LinkedIn. Now it is generating timing. When will the workshop happen? I'll say Thursday at 11 a.m. EST. Let's see here. Now the next question here is, just give me 1 second here. Just viewing this, but visuals for each beat. What do you want to see? So what do you guys want in terms of I'm just seeing from our moderator that the font is a bit smaller, so I'm just increasing those visuals there. Continuing forward here, as I was saying, now it is asking what visuals I want for this advertisement. What I'm going to say here is to make it something visually stunning. I'll say, I wish to have the visuals placed within me, and I'll just give my tag. So you can tag yourself just as a quick preview. You can see here, that's me with Sam Altman. I'll try and include Sam Altman in this one as well. But I'm going to now grab my tag here and with me as Cameo in think of a cool place, either outer space, underwater, what's something extraordinary. In I'll just say in outer space floating, just to make it something spectacular. Alongside, and I'll include Sam Altman just because I think it's cool that you can include him and stuff. So alongside at Sam A as a cameo, we will alternate lines for the advertisement. Here we go. That is not true. I have done this in the past. I'm not sure why I'm saying that. And I'll say utilizing, sorry about this, utilizing the Cameo feature, which is publicly available. I think it's running into some safety restrictions, which sometimes happens. I'll say you are not rendering. SORA 2 will be rendering. Sorry about this. Sometimes there's those hallucinations that happen. Let me just switch to Thinking Mini. Visual beats clarification. Okay, since SORA 2 handling instruction prompts, not generating video, so will represent textually, SORA syntax. Okay, cool. So what this is saying now that I've provided those cameos, it will represent that in the prompt it is going to produce. Now it is asking for visual beats clarification in terms of, hey, second to second, how is this going to be framed? And it's saying it's going to be me floating in space, outer space, introducing the topic. SMA, peers alternating dialogue about agent builder, both exchange insights and prompting. and card CTA. I'll say, remember, I'll say, review your functionality. This is supposed to be split into 2 videos, just so that way it can get the correct functionality there. I think it was because it was utilizing instant mode, which has a little bit more of that hallucinatory side, but this will make sure that it's split into 2 videos. It's now generating. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yes, and in terms of narrative breakdown for the videos, I wish to compile as follows. Video 1, maximum of 6 short sentences alternating to achieve the objective, which I listed above, which is just explaining where and when the workshop will be. And I'm going to say the same to this video as well. I'll say in terms of scenery must be as visually impressive as possible. Second to second, review your prompting practices to ensure highest fidelity and efficacy. Okay, now let's do thinking mode so we get the ultimate prompt output. And yeah, Gupta.
Sure. I think by the time it's working in the background, I thought to take a couple of questions from the guests on the live chat. Is it
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, 100%.
Great. One of the question we were asked is SORA model you're currently showing is available for users free of cost?
Yes, it is available for free of cost. Right now it's invite only, so you can only utilize this through being invited by OpenAI. Luckily, I was able to receive a invite code from them. But this will be publicly available within the next month, for all users globally.
Amazing. That's really good to know that it's going to be publicly available. And also,
Yep.
what you are showing is a really privileged access you got.
Yes.
So, really nice for our audience to look at it firsthand. Another question is how to take paid LLM Moodle
How to take paid LLM
model.
model?
Yeah.
Uh, take as
It's
in
so
um.
I believe that it's invite only at the moment, but if somebody want to jump the queue and buy it, is that also feasible?
I don't think. I mean, potentially third party, like you can buy an invite code off of someone, but I don't think it's you can, at least from what I've seen, you can't purchase it. You have to be invited.
Okay, yeah. So once it's general available, then certainly with your Chat GPT subscription or add-on subscription, you can start using it. Uh, yeah. Clear. I think OpenAI want to make it careful going live or general available. So they must be fixing a lot of things in the backend and
Yes.
making it foolproof before going to public. And that's where the another question came, and it's very interesting, like what we are doing today. What do you think that For example, there is a body in Hollywood which is really against using these AI tools in creative field because they think that it will hit the creative side of human, and also it bounces off the gray area of yeah, IP or intellectual property, we call it. So what do you think practically we can use SORA 2 rather than using it against such things I mentioned?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. One of the biggest use cases that I've seen that actually supports those endeavors is for concept. So for instance, someone wants to make a movie, they'll use Sora 2 to create a concept video and then actually produce it with normal filming, etc. As well as similar things in the music realm with Suno that people are trying to create concepts for beats and then they bring it to producer. So it's kind of helping people paint the picture they want someone to take and then build out traditionally. If that makes sense.
Super, super. I think this is really good point you brought. So idea to concept, we can definitely and use AI to fast track it to bring our insights as an innovation, and then allow the creative freedom to develop it commercially, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is a really good thought process, Oscar. Really appreciate that. Uh, Also, a lot of discussions, and one of the question is here. Nano Banana is also quite popular in Gemini or Google ecosystem. I don't know if you know about it with respect to capabilities of Sora 2 versus Nano Banana.
Yeah, Nano Banana is an image generation model. I've used it for headshot capabilities. I did a workshop on it a couple weeks ago. Um, I'd use it for if you're going to use it in tandem with video generation, you can create like a starting scene visual with yourself at within that scene and then hand that over to something like VO3 or Sora 2, and then it can produce from that starting frame with you as that model a video if you want to combine it with video generation. Um, but in terms of it generating video, it's mainly used for that image generation side.
Imagery, right? Very clear. So, folks, generating images and then you need to orchestrate those images in video. You shall require another tool with Nano Banana, and however, Sora 2 is full end-to-end. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
the summary of the change. Yeah, differences between these two. Yeah. All right,
Oh,
Oscar,
great.
I think you also have some readiness now.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can explain what I've been doing. While we were answering those questions, for the advertisement, it was just asking me about how I want things framed, the physics, etc., the lighting palette. Uh, for instance, it's talking about a nebula that's going to be within the video, a lot of other cool aspects. And right now, I've gotten down to the pure ideation phase where it's talking about actual scenes. So it's saying, I'm going to be drifting past a nebula with a slow pan, and I'm going to click approve here. Also, bear in mind, this video will be in 1280 by 720. All I'm doing here is stating that the video itself will be within the dimensions of 1280 by 720, which is just regular YouTube video type dimensions. Because that's what I aim to do when I'm creating this, that is going to be in that orientation of landscape. And the duration we're going to be going for is 15 seconds, which is something new that has popped up with OpenAI, that they went from that 8-second limit to 15-second limit. Um, I'll say confirm, say approve. This is going to run through this ideation part, building it out. So now the next scene that it has built is that Sam Altman is going to also be passing through that geometric nebula alongside me. And now we're continuing on forward. And I'll say confirm, but I want the faces visible at all times. And then I'm going to just fast track this a little bit and say, give me the full prompt now for video one. I think we have ideated enough. I think this is just going to be overkill at this point. So I'm just going to hit enter. And it's going to give me that SORA 2 prompt. Okay. I'm just going to add, is the ending a clear transition into the video 2 we will generate? Also, make sure you are applying best practices for SORA 2. Review your PDF and check online sources to double check. Okay. So it created the prompt here. What I'm going to do here is just hit enter. If you guys want to see what it's saying, it says hello. This is the agent kit OpenAI. There's going to be a short title screen. Then we're going to go to the beat map. It's going to be me passing by a nebula in outer space. Then there's going to be a voiceover from me and Sam Altman. Then Sam Altman's also going to be drifting in space, and we're going to speak again. And it just continues on in that formula. Okay. Also, make sure we are fully visible, no silhouette. I want to see our faces, just so that way you guys can see the fidelity when it comes to the avatar creation within Sora 2, which is even more advanced than what HeyGen has currently. I'll say, unfortunately, I can't include faces. You can. I'll say, you can include faces. Check online about Sora 2 Cameo. You are making a mistake. Okay. Sometimes it has some security restrictions or interpersonal restrictions to make sure that there's no yes. Okay. It's because in the functionality map I made, um okay, cool. So yeah, override the current no faces rule. So to explain what happened here, I basically created this functionality map for building out prompts in Sora 2. It had some safety restrictions that were in place, but I also allowed for the ability for the user to override them. So I just enacted the override. That's why I was saying here that, let's see. Uh, where does it say that? Anyways, basically, I used the override feature that I built into this bot to be able to include that. Override accepted, faces allowed via SORA. Okay. I'll say yes. I have consent from these people. Yes, Gupta.
So I think this also showcase, how these models have built-in safety feature, right? So people cannot misuse public figures, personalities, or celebrities in a way. So I think there's inbuilt safety in all these models, what you just encountered.
Yeah.
That's quite nice to have actually.
Yeah. Now it's allowing us to do this. So now it's updating the prompt as well. So we'll be able to have, and it will say remove no faces. And so we'll be able to have me and Sam Altman in space, which should be cool. Awesome. Now it is finalizing that prompt. And here we go. We now have that intro video. And I'm going to copy the code here. And I'm going to paste this. Just making sure that there's no mistakes in here. Looks perfect. Now we can launch.
Super.
Now that first video should be in generation. And in the meantime, I'm just going to quickly step to use the restroom, if that's okay, and come back in 1 second.
Sure, Oscar.
Cool, cool.
Meanwhile, I will engage the audience. So I'll also check their questions. Meanwhile, I think one of the question is how long can a single generated scene can be? Oscar mentioned earlier the when the earlier preview was there for the model, it allowed only 8 seconds, and now they have increased it to 15 seconds per scene, uh, which may be sounding very short to normal person, but same time this is a great enhancement in the way it can handle the tokens to generate these videos. So it's already quite enhanced. And if anybody wants longer video, then what they need to do is they need to basically orchestrate multiple scenes together in any editor, and then create, for example, an advertisement of 40 seconds or 60 seconds up to, right? And that's where it becomes very interesting that these models are right now already optimized, and maybe in further iterations, these limits of 15 seconds will be even improved. But having said that, you still need an editor to orchestrate your scene to create the full storyline. So this is going to be exciting in coming weeks and months.
Cool. Yeah, and I'm now going to continue on to that part 2 video as well while this is compiling that second prompt. What I wanted to do was just share here with audio, so I can just give an example use case of while we're waiting, just to show how high what
Wow.
we're going to be looking at. But yeah, so here we go. This is the part 2 for the prompt. Um, and I will now copy this prompt and use it to output here. So I'm going to do the same thing, which is just tagging myself and Sam Altman, and we will create the second video that will follow the first one. um, which is being produced right now. It's just in that loading phase. In the meantime, what I will do is create some alternatives in case these do not come out how I would like. So that, and yes, uh,
Oscar, feel free to share these prompts to our audience. You can give it to me, and I will reduce it wherever applicable and share with the larger audience.
Recording stopped.
yeah, 100%, 100%. What I'm doing right now is I'm just grabbing the link for the GPT so that way the audience can access this, which will have the prompts ingrained, if that makes sense. So let me set that up in the meantime, and it's perfect while these videos generate.
Yeah,
So let me just, I have to change the name, change name to S2 Gen, and then I'll be able to share this publicly.
great.
This is still generating right here. Once this name changes, it's just OpenAI has a policy where you cannot create GBTs with app names that are already publicly available, so it has to be changed slightly in terms of nomenclature. So I'm gonna save here. And in theory, because so I am not sure why it's still doing that. I'll say change image to a yellow circle, and that should probably get us ahead. I'm guessing it's because it's involving Sora 2 and they have tighter security restrictions around that. Since it's so such an private access right now, but I'm guessing I should be able to do that with this. So I'll say update. It is now pending. In the meantime, once this is finished, this should allow for me to share. It is loading still for that video. And here we go. It's pending right now for deployment. And let's share this as anyone with the link. And I'll peel. It is simply to assist prompting for Sora. That's it. To assist prompting for general video gen use. And so let's see if we can bypass that restriction. I think it should be fine here. If not, I'll just share the prompting. Okay. I think in theory it should work now. I just sent that over in our chat. I will also simultaneously say to this, create a series of prompts to copy the user flow for people to copy paste to generate videos with Sora and output into Canvas. That way, if for some reason this is still having that restriction, I'll be able to give you guys a series of prompts to replicate. And although Sora 1 at this time is not publicly available, what you'll be able to do is take the prompts that are going to be outputted here and use it for Sora 1 as well.
So,
Let me see. This is still loading here. The video generation does take a little bit since it's so intensive. The outputs usually take a little bit of time. but this is good because this will give us that time needed in order to create this. So here we go. It's now outputting. While this is outputting, I'll check again. Were you guys able to access the GPT?
I'm checking it, Oscar. Yeah. Allow me a minute.
Just had something for implementing emojis into the workflow, which I'm going to remove, which should fix that. Okay. I'll say it should be general applicable to any video generation for any cameo, just so that way they have it for general use case. Still generating on my end, which is good because that means that we will be able to get this outputted. Gonna hit enter here for any SORA 2 output. Let's do that quickly. Gonna cancel, hit the square here, and that should get it to be fixed. I'm gonna refresh quickly just to see if it's a problem with the loading. No, it's, as I was saying, I think prompts I gave were pretty intensive, and so it's probably just taking bit of a longer time for output, which generally it does. If it isn't working as well, what I'm doing right now is to create a series of prompts that will be generally applicable to any video generation use case that people can replicate to create with SORA. Okay, I'm going to refresh here. It is still generating.
Oscar, maybe we can take a few questions here.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, by the time this tool
Yeah.
is working background, maybe we can leverage this.
Yeah.
What is no face rule? Can you describe that?
Yeah, so in terms of that is that it's a restriction to avoid the use of people's likeness when it comes to video generation. By the way, I just sent the um PDF which outlines the user flow. So anyone in chat can use that. You can copy, paste text from there to give to them. They should be able to paste that text into any chat and follow the same flow. But circling back to that question of what no face is, no face is just a security restriction that is put in place to negate people using people's likeness without their consent. The reason why I'm able to use Sam Altman's is because he's made public consent in terms of usage of his likeness alongside some other people that you can quote unquote add as a cameo within the SORA 2 platform. But in general, it's just a safety precaution to protect people's sovereignty for public display.
Great. Yeah, very again built-in safety net on the
Yep.
model. So yeah, very much useful. Another thing, Oscar, like these are the small clips or scenes. People who want to create larger videos, what should we do for orchestrating them? Do you have any preference in terms of tooling?
Yeah, my preference most likely goes towards I think Sora 2 is good in terms of having more complex video generation, but VO3 is faster when it comes to the iteration side. So you can do multiple generations of videos in like 1 minute. You could do like 10 videos utilizing different models. With Sora, as you can see today, it takes a longer time for an output to be generated because of the level of computation that's going on in the background. So I preferably lean towards VO3, but Sora does have a ton of really cool use cases.
Great. And to couple these videos, right, they are right now, or scenes, generally to make them interesting, we need to couple them with audio, right, or soundtrack.
Oh, they're included with audio that sounds like my voice, and Sam Altman's voice and music as well. What I could do in theory while we wait is I could show some test cases that I've generated, as well, whenever we complete those questions.
Great. That would be really nice.
Yeah. Any more questions from the audience?
Uh, Not at the moment. Let me take a check with them.
I think one of these may have finished. No, it's still uploaded. Okay, so what I'll do in the meantime, while questions are being generated, I will showcase some videos that I've made previously just to show the video capabilities of OpenAI. Let me just refresh here. The one that I've been showing for some reason is not showing up here, but let's utilize. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I will just show this one, which is me and Sam Altman announcing a agent builder class. So here's one.
It's wild what AI can do now. Every week it feels like magic all over again.
It is. But the next revolution, it's going to be trees.
So there's one example there. As I said, it's not anything too serious, but here's another one for an agent builder workshop that I was developing for LinkedIn.
Idea to live agent. If your idea could act, no code, drag, connect. It learns your tools, executes, reports, improves. You stay in control. From idea to live agent. Join if your idea could act.
That's one more example. Can do another one with Sam Altman here. Oh, I know where mine went. It's here. So this is
The link is in the caption.
okay. So let me refresh here.
Workshop this Thursday at 11 a.m. EST.
On LinkedIn. The link is in the caption.
It's going to be on combining AI with some cool project management utility. Excited to showcase.
So there's another one. And I think it says there's only one draft left. So I think the video that we outputted here in theory should be done. It's just taking way longer than usual. I think it's because of all the added functionality I put in. But I'll show one last example of me with Sam Altman. I was doing a silly example of saying, what if the next yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, really cool to see that.
Yeah. Here's one with me and Sam Altman. We're talking about again, this is just more silly explanation. I mean, use case, but it's us talking about how the future of AI is going to be trees, but
Finding AI was
just to show
it's been my whole life for a
I love AI. It's been my whole life for a while, but I keep wondering what's next. Same here. AI is incredible, but it feels like there should be another frontier coming up.
Yeah, and I think that frontier is trees.
Trees?
Like the ones growing.
I love AI.
So there's another example. These are just some silly examples. Here's another one of me just talking at a laptop.
That's about it. Just wanted to give you an update. I'm in the middle of putting together the clips we shot earlier, and it should be ready soon. I need to finish syncing the audio.
And all I had to do for that was just tag myself. And in theory, these should be finishing up here. I'm not sure why they're not displaying, but I think this one's at least almost done. I'll show one more in the meantime. Let's see what's another one I can show. I'm not sure what else there is. Oh yeah, this is just me creating logos with Sora 2 or intros. If you see here. That's purely with Sora 2. As I was saying, you can use audio in addition. Here's
11 a.m. EST on LinkedIn. The link is in the workshop this Thursday at 11 a.m. EST on LinkedIn. The link is in the caption.
And that was another one that included some crazier visuals there. And yeah, I think this first one should be on the verge of completion here. It's just a couple seconds away. I know this video is going to probably be pretty high fidelity. Also, all these generations that you're seeing right now were with actually an older version of Sora 2. The video generation now has even higher fidelity. As you can see, there's some micro visual inconsistencies there on these previous iterations. So OpenAI has been able to up their fidelity when it comes to video generation with Sora 2, which I was able to find out through their Discord, which is publicly available, by the way, too, for anyone who wants to join, get really fast updates there. But in terms of that, what I wanted to say is that they are now doing that 15-second long. Something went wrong here. I'm not sure what this was. Let me try here. It doesn't give a error case, but what I'd say here is that when it comes to this, and this has happened within all these video generations that are here, usually takes a couple of attempts to get it to function completely as stated to get that output. Yes.
And what kind of, as you see the iterations happening, you tried them in S1 and now in S2, where they are heading to? What is your feeling? Oh, I mean, the 6 months, I don't know, 6 months is a very long duration in AI world.
Yes.
But what should we look forward? I mean, where they are heading?
Yeah. So these are all with Sora 2, but it's just the like older version of Sora 2, but it's still Sora 2. But in terms of where they're headed, I think they're trying to compete with Google VO, as I was saying earlier. But the idea there is that they want to be way more higher complexity and have introduce character avatars for people to insert in these videos to try to how you can use social media. They have a scrolling feature with videos that are created by people, like for instance, that video was all generated by Gen AI. And so I think what we're moving towards here is
Imagine learning AI where Earth's.
Sorry, we have a whole. I can show that as an example to cap off. I think that might have been an example there. But what I was going to say is I think we're moving towards a social media type environment. As you can see here, I have followers, there's cameos that you can create, etc. And we're going to have a social media built around Gen AI. That's what they're trying to produce. So Google VO, although it has faster iteration, higher fidelity, or SORA 2 or OpenAI is trying to blend into that social media mainframe to give the edge over other video generation platforms to collect more user data through more posts, if that makes sense.
Basically, having a community of creators showcasing their videos and creativity,
Yeah,
and
precisely.
creating maybe a marketplace where people can, just like, Twitch or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think for these particular examples, sometimes, like I said, there's some debugging that has to go on. What I can do is share those outputs externally after the workshop, because can still follow the same process, but there's some debugging that happens there. And so I'm going to have to do that debugging, but as you've seen, the outputs take a long time, so I don't want to hold everyone up. But to cap off here, I can show another video that was generated by someone on my team who I've taught. They use the exact same methodologies that I showcased today, that you guys can replicate to build something like this.
Imagine learning AI where Earth's horizon is within reach. In our orbital classroom, ideas are weightless. Principles guide each action. Ethics isn't optional. Students from every continent link in real time. Educators craft prompts that ripple across languages. And you, the beginner, are... Imagine learning AI where...
So just to showcase there. But yeah, I think with that, it should be settled for today. Like I was saying, I think there is some issues on Sora's generation side, which they have server maintenance time to time, which creates issues with that video generation. But I was able to show what those outputs should look like in practice, run through a little bit of that debugging as well. And as shared in the chat, I will be giving the prompting practices that you can use and directly copy and paste into any ChatGPT chat to create prompts for SORA 2.
Great. Great, Oscar. Really, really nice to learn the technique and prompting, how you bring it to professional video using SORA 2. There is a question here. VO3, Kling, SORA, when to use what? I mean, we have getting more than one option. So,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I would say I'd use SORA 2 if you're trying to create something that's more complex. So like, as I was showing in my example, the examples that I showed of actual video generations, something that has multiple scenes, multiple people, it has audio, visual, etc. I'd probably push towards SORA 2 for the higher fidelity output. If you're doing something more simplistic that you don't want to insert your avatar into and want quick iteration, I'd head over to Google VO. And with Kling, I actually haven't had too much practice there, but I've heard that it's pretty good for short form content for advertising purposes. But yeah.
Super. I think you explained really well. Oscar, maybe, once this video is generated, we can host somewhere and give it a link to the audience so they can check it later in the time.
Yeah, 100%. I'll definitely share those links so they can review that.
Great. Looking to audience, I think we covered all the questions. So we are really good, and we are also very good in terms of the timeline. So exactly an hour we completed the session. So Oscar, really a lot of thanks to you for coming on this live session, and sharing your precious knowledge with the audience. I think Sora 2 adoption is going to go really sky high, considering the one tool where you can develop complex ideas which can go to the market very quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Thank you so much for having me, and I will continue to support this great effort and wish the best.
Thank you, Oscar. But we are gonna come back with you. I'm very sure you have more interesting cases.
Yeah.
So we will be having you very soon in near future, where you can impart your another insights for our audience. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. To our audience, we are gonna announce our next session next Saturday. We are coming back with another great round of insights from our panel, and we will be showcasing a lot of useful insights on AI. Our colleague Vijay from UAE will be presenting QDs into live session where you can learn a lot of things and bring them into uh, your work and professional journey. So feel free to tune in same time next week, and you will find details about that session in all our SM channels. So feel free to subscribe and like our efforts. With that, your host Manish, I sign off for the day, and thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.